Hi, I'm Sam Guckenheimer from Microsoft.
And hi, I'm Ken Schwaber from scrum.org.
Ken, tell me about the Professional Scrum Developer course that we've started.
It is a program which we're working on jointly, and I'm delighted because it's intended to help people who are in Scrum teams, the developers, the people who build what the product owners ask them to learn modern engineering practices and how to use those modern engineering practices on modern tooling to perform their work as Scrum development team.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what's different with this course from all of the courses that are out there about Scrum and the courses that are out there about using tools or doing practices and all the other things around?
I always thought that the existing materials, tooling, everything was adequate. But I found that when we started using Scrum, we got some comments from people like Martin Fowler about flaccid Scrum. That is, they discovered that within the Scrum framework, the teams of developers weren't really building quality software. Matter of fact, often they weren't building software that was done and potentially usable. And so Martin knew this as flaccid Scrum. And this surprised me because a lot of the tooling is excellent. There are excellent courses out there, TDE, build systems, a lot of good courses from different vendors. There's also some really good Scrum training. But none of it was absorbed by the people who had to do the development into how do I do my work. So we felt that we had to take a slightly different, actually not slightly, a radically different approach. And it was pretty risky because this is both intense on the student and intense on the trainer. You need the best trainers to do this. They're teaching students as Scrum teams, so self-organizing cross-functional Scrum teams, to build a shippable, done increment of functionality of software within a time box using modern engineering practices, which a lot of people aren't even aware of, like acceptance test-driven development, on modern tooling, so that they actually know what it's like to be a Scrum team rather than to have someone say to them, act like one. And this is a huge step forward and is asking a lot of everyone.
That sounds like quite a breakthrough.
I'm delighted with it.
So who would you recommend take this course, the Professional Scrum Developer?
I would recommend that it's not just Scrum, I would recommend that anyone who is in an agile environment who has to deliver something of value within a short time box, month or less, and is working in a team environment, take this so that they can make sure that their skills are up to snuff. They understand how to use that tooling within the tooling with those practices, and they know how to do it as a team.
Great. So it sounds like the stuff that's in scope for the course is all of these development practices like continuous integration, acceptance testing, refactoring, TDD, and so forth. What's not covered in the course that to set expectations for people?
Exactly. This course is a box. It starts with a set of developers, the team, selecting something to work and then working as a team with these practices on this technology to turn it into something that's done. It is not how that work is formalized, formulated, prioritized, estimated. It is not how it's reviewed and people plan against it. It has nothing to do with organizational patterns and symptoms that the Scrum team will have to deal with. It has nothing to do with the Scrum Master's job. It has nothing to do with the product owner's job. It is solely this one problem, this one opportunity area that we're going after.
So if I'm a developer, it sounds like this is about not the first 15 minutes of the day, but the remaining 7 hours and 45 minutes.
It sure is. The rest of the time, we have the Scrum Master, we have the product owner, we have the rest of the company. This is what we do as professionals.
So you're saying this isn't for Scrum Masters?
Absolutely not.
And it's not for product owners who want to groom the backlog?
Nope. We have other things for them.
Okay. So where would I go to get information on this?
Well, we have a site, scrum.org, as you may see here, and on it we have all sorts of things that are of value, one of which is a description of this program, which is called Professional Scrum Developer. And the other one is a program called Professional Scrum Master. So one aims at the Scrum Master and product owner, the other aims at the people doing the development. Those are two different audiences that have different accountabilities and responsibilities, and they need to know each part of it.
And I heard there's something about an assessment, or saw something on the
Absolutely. One of the things we think we need in order for people to figure out if they actually know and learned what they need to know, or even if they need to take these courses, is we have assessments. And for instance, there's an open assessment on Scrum where you can say, hey, do I really understand this? And you can take it, and if you don't, if your assessment score is not adequate, you can go take a course and come up to speed. We're going to be doing the same thing with the Professional Scrum Developer. There's going to be an assessment when you're done with the course. And if you score high enough, and this is a pretty high bar that we're setting, we will, as part of being a certifying organization, certify that you have the knowledge based on this body of knowledge to claim that you're a professional Scrum developer.
It's pretty cool. How would I get started finding a course and register?
Well, we're actually just starting and getting ready with this now. The first thing I would probably do, just to get familiar with Scrum if you don't have it now, is on here. One of the things is under guides. We have the Scrum Guide, which is just a simple 20-page description of Scrum. Read it. Try the open assessment. See how you're doing and what sort of training might help you. In addition, we've got courses listed. So we are not necessarily providing training, but we're working with a number of Microsoft MVPs, Inner Circle partners, people who are really skilled with this, and they're going to be posting their courses and their offerings on scrum.org, so you have an easy way of finding out where in your part of the world you can go and get training.
Thanks, Ken.
You're welcome, Sam.